All the talk that went across these two beds, huh? Whole lifetime.
Yeah. A lot of dreams and plans.
There's about 500 women would like to know what got said in this room.
Remember that big Betsy something? What the hell was her name? Over on Bushwick Avenue.
With the collie dog.
That's the one. I got you in there, remember?
Yeah? That was my first time, I think. Boy, there was a pig. You taught me everything I know about women, Biff. Don't you forget that.
Well, don't you forget how bashful you used to be. Especially with girls.
I still am.
Come on.
Ah, just control it better, that's all. I think I got less bashful. And you got more so. What happened, Biff? Where's the old confidence? The old sense of humor? What's the matter?
Why does Dad always mock me?
He's not mocking you.
Everything I say, there's a twist of mockery on his face. I can't get near him.
He just wants you to make good, that's all. I've been meaning to talk to you about Dad for a long time, Biff. Something's happening to him. He talks to himself.
I noticed that this morning. But he always mumbled.
But not so noticeable. It got so embarrassing I had to pack him off to Florida for a couple of weeks. The funny thing about it is, too, is that most of the time, he's talking to you.
What does he say about me?
I can't make it out.
What does he say about me?
I think it's just the fact that you're not settled, you're still kind of up in the air.
There's one or two other things depressing him happy.
What do you mean?
Never mind. Just don't lay it all on me.
Well, even so, I think if you just got started. I mean, is there a future for you out there?
I'll tell you, Hap, I don't know what the future is. I don't know what I'm supposed to want.
What do you mean?
Well, I spent 6 or 7 years after high school trying to work myself up. Shipping clerk, salesman, business of one kind or another. And it's a measly manner of existence. To get on that subway on the hot mornings in summer, devote your whole life to keeping stock or making phone calls or selling or buying. To suffer 50 weeks of the year for the sake of a lousy 2-week vacation when all you really want is to be outdoors with your shirt off. And always to have to get ahead of the next fella. And still, that's how you build a future.
Yeah, but do you enjoy it on a farm? Are you content out there?
Hap, I've had 20 or 30 different jobs since I left home before the war, and it always turns out the same. When I herd cattle in Nebraska, in Dakotas, and Arizona, and now in Texas. This farm I work on, it's spring there now, see? I got about 15 new colts. There's nothing more inspiring or beautiful than the sight of a mare and a new colt.
Forget about it. It's too hot in Texas.
It's cool there now. Texas is cool now, and it's spring. And whenever spring comes to where I am, I suddenly get the feeling, my God, I'm not getting anywhere. What the hell am I doing playing around with horses? I'm 34 years old. I ought to be making my future.
Yeah, like me, right?
That's when I come running home. And now I get here, and I don't know what to do with myself. I've always made a point of not wasting my life. Whenever I come back here, I know that all I've done is to waste my life.
You know what you are, Biff? You're a poet. You're an idealist.
No, I'm mixed up very bad. Maybe I ought to get married. Maybe I ought to get stuck into something. Maybe that's my trouble. I'm like a boy. I'm not married. I'm not in business. I'm like a boy. Are you content, Hap? You're a success, aren't you? Are you content?
Hell no.
Why? You're making money, aren't you?
Look, the way it is now, all I can do is wait for the merchandise manager to die. And so what if I become merchandise manager? Then what? I know him, he's a good friend of mine. He just bought this terrific estate out on Long Island, worked on it for 6 months. Lived in it for 2 months. Then he sold it. He's doing the same thing now, building a great estate. He won't enjoy that one when it's done either. I understand, because I'm the same way. I don't know what I'm working for. Sometimes I sit in my apartment all alone. I think about the rent I'm paying. It's crazy. But then, this is what I always wanted. My own place. Car. Plenty of women. Still, God damn it. I'm lonely.
Listen, why don't you come out west with me?
You and me, huh?
Sure. Maybe we could buy a ranch, raise cattle, use our muscles. Men built like we are should be working outdoors.
The Loman brothers, huh?
Sure. We'd be known all over the counties.
See, this is what I dream about, Biff. Sometimes in the middle of that store, I just want to rip off my shirt and outbox that goddamn merchandise manager. I mean, I can outbox, outrun, and outlift anyone in that store. Still, I gotta stand there and take orders from these common, petty sons of bitches till I can't stand it anymore.
Oh, I'm telling you, kid, if you were with me, I'd be happy out there.
Man, everyone around me is so false that I'm constantly lowering my ideals.
Baby, together we'd stand up for one another. We'd have someone to trust.
If I were around you...
Hap, the trouble is, we weren't brought up to grub for money. I don't know how to do it.
Neither can I.
Then let's go!